Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So today it's an adulting day. I have to take care of something very important. Very important. I have to renew my driver's license. And normally you can just do that by mail, but they're doing this whole like real ID. And in order to get my driver's license upgraded to the real ID, which you need to travel with domestically, I need to go in person and show like all this documents that I am who I am. So I am at the DMV, and I'm not going to film inside the DMV, but I'll be back and I'll tell you about the process. I did make an appointment. So I'm hoping that because I have an appointment, this will be a faster and smoother process, but we'll see, and I'll report back. So my mission at the DMV was a success. It actually took me a lot less time than I was anticipating. I was there from the moment I left my car to the moment I got back to my car, 40 minutes. And I had an appointment, and I progressed from like step 1 to step 2 to step 3 consistently. Like I didn't have any downtime where I was sitting and waiting. But one thing that I do notice about like the Department of Motor Vehicles is it's very regimented, and everything has to be just so. But it's not always clear what that just so needs to be. And the way that affected me and the way it slowed me down was that because my name is long, my full middle name doesn't fit on my ID. And because of that, like the card they gave me to fill out has a spot for first, middle, and last name. So I filled it out. And, and I go and I like and then they were like looking at all my stuff, and they're like, it doesn't match your passport. Because my passport, because my name is so long, it just had my middle initial. So I had to redo the paperwork and the card that they gave me and refill it out so that it like matched the way it's worded on my other identification. Even though it's my name, it's still my same name. But because it's like on one document, it didn't fit my full name. So now none of my documents can fit my full name. It's weird. It's a little peculiar, but it had like everything has to be just so. At least that's been my experience in the 3 states that I've lived in. So everything has to be just so. But the process was very smooth. And I think something that contributed to that was I did my homework, right? Before I went to the Motor Vehicle Commission, I had looked online and I was like, what do I need? Because essentially what's happening is like I have my driver's license, right? It's up for renewal. It happens every so many years. And next year, like they keep delaying the date that this is going to go into effect. But as of right now, in 2025, to travel domestically using your state ID, it has to be the quote real ID, which is like this added level of like verification that they do. You can't renew by mail or online to get the real ID. You have to go down to the motor vehicle office to do the renewal because you have to present all this documentation. And you need to have like 6 points. Now, I don't fully understand what equates to what, like why one thing is valued at more points than another thing, or how they figure out what's worth 2 points, what's worth 4 points. I don't know. I don't know why things have the point weight they have. I just know on the website, it kind of like was like, what documents are you going to bring? And you click them off and it adds them up for you. And the problem is that can be very confusing is there are certain types of documents that can be used for address verification, and there's other ones that can be used for identification, and there are some that can be used as both. But sometimes you can double dip, sometimes you can't double dip. I'm not really clear on the double dipping. Like, can you use this one for an address verification and use it for the identification verification? It's a little confusing, but the way the website was set up kind of made it a little more easy. So it was like you click off what you're bringing and it tells you when you have enough documents, basically. And it gives you like this whole big list of documents that are acceptable that you can use. So I had all of my documents gathered. I knew what I needed, and I even brought some extra with me just in case, because I didn't want to have to go back and do it all over again. So I went, and the first step is registration. I let them know I had an appointment. They had me fill out this card. Great. After I filled out the card, they had me come back and they gave me like a number, you know, like almost like when you go to like the deli counter and you get a number, right? So I got a number. Then they sent me from registration to the section for identification verification. And that was when they told me that like my card had to match like the middle name situation I just described. So I had to refill out the card at the identification verification area. Once that got straightened out, I gave them all of the documents that I brought with me that I had prepared ahead of time. And they just verified that I had the 6 points. Everything looked good. They gave it all back to me. And then they told me to have a seat and wait till my number was called. And I literally walked over to the seating area. And as soon as I got to a chair, I heard my number called. So I just turned around and walked away. And then I went to the booth that I was called to, because it like when your number's called, it tells you which station to go to. So I went over there and they were very helpful. I just gave them sort of like the packet that identification gave back to me, which is essentially all of my own documents back, but they had them like all organized. So I gave them the little packet of documents and they entered into the computer. They have to scan it all in. You know, and so all of your documents are then on record. I had to take a new photo for my driver's license. I liked my old photo. I was kind of partial to it, but had to take a new photo. It's okay. It's not my best driver's license photo, but you know, it is what it is. So they took my photo and I was all set. I had to pay the fee and I am good to go. They gave me like my temporary, but like my current driver's license is still valid anyway. So they were like, either one is fine. Just make sure you have it on you when you're driving. And they said it can take several weeks for me to get my new real ID. So they told me I should have it by the beginning of November. And it's currently the beginning of October. So it's going to take about a month by their estimate for me to get it. We'll see if it comes in sooner. I don't urgently need it right now, and it will come in before the expiration date on my current license, so that's fine. But it was actually a surprisingly smooth process. So it was just sort of like doing the homework, right? Looking at the website, checking before you go exactly what you need, and following the instructions once you get there, and understanding that things are very particular and you just have to do it just right and just so, and it'll all go smoothly. And that's what I did. And it was not too shabby. Not too shabby. It was actually a fairly easy motor vehicle experience for me. So adulting successful, I guess. I completed my adulting task for today. So now I get to just relax and chill the rest of the day. What can I say? I got off easy. So with that, I'm done. I'll see y'all real soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.